Hey guys, welcome back to Knick-Knack Reads. Today I thought I would do my July wrap-up video. This month I didn't really read a whole lot of books. I actually only read 2 books this month. So the first book I read, most of you are probably well aware of what book this is because I've just been reading the series. So that book is 3 by Kristen Simmons, final book in the Article 5 series. I really loved this. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was so good. It carried on the theme so well, and I feel like it was a great book to just finish the series with. I don't want to talk too much about it because I am going to be doing a book talk on it, but I highly recommend this series. I really loved it. My only thing I wish we'd been able to see was what happens after the events of this book. You kind of just see a couple months later, and it's this really tiny snippet, and it's just so, it's almost like frustrating because I want to know more. I didn't feel like it was enough to satisfy me. Like, I'm happy with the way it ended. There were some things that were kind of rushed. The organisation of 3 were not who I was expecting them to be. I was a little disappointed in who they were and what they did. I mean, I still really enjoyed this book. I would definitely pick this series up again and reread it. So the next book I read, I actually don't have the book. My class on prac, a couple of the groups are reading this book, and that is Storm Boy by Colin Thiel, and it's an Australian book. It's only about 60 odd pages long, and it's about a boy who's called Storm Boy. There's this storm and his pelican's injured, and he ends up saving this pelican. It's set on the Australian coast, and he raises this pelican, looks after it, nurses it back to health. The pelican kind of warns all the other birds away from the people that are hunting the birds. And the poor pelican gets shot down by the hunters who are trying to kill the birds because they're sick of this pelican just scaring them off. And it's a really short book. It's really good. I liked it. It was pretty cool. Nice to see that, you know, Australian books are being used in our schools. I enjoyed reading it. They're the only 2 books I've read this month. And one of them was that short. It probably doesn't even count for a book. But that's all I've had time to read. However, I did start reading Angel Fall by Susan E. I have only read 1 chapter though, but it is my to be read book for August. I'm going to finish this in August, I hope. I want to say I like it, but I've only read a chapter. I don't feel like I've read enough to say I like it. I'm intrigued by the chapter I've read. The start is not what I was expecting it to be, you know, this 1 chapter. That's my to be read for August. I may not have read many books, but I still had time to buy books. And the first book I purchased, Burn by Paula Weston. This is the 4th and final book in the Rephaim series. This book is set in Australia mostly. It's about fallen angels slept with women and they've had children, and they're like half angels, half human. And so basically the book starts with this girl Gabby, and she has a twin brother, but her twin brother has died, so he was killed in this like really tragic accident. She's living in Australia, and it turns out she's actually one of these half angels, half humans, but her memory's been wiped and she doesn't remember it. And it turns out in the other books her brother's not dead, he's alive. And he's also had his memory wiped, and he thought she was dead. And neither of them remember what happened and what led up to this point, because all the other half human, half angels, they're like this organisation. They only know that the twins weren't talking, and then they disappeared, and then no one saw them for like, and they tracked them down, and she's got no memory of what happened. And they think his brother's Jude. They think Jude's dead, and then they find Jude and he's alive, but he doesn't remember what happens either. And at the end of the 3rd book, she remembers. So she knows what happened that night. And so this book we finally get to find out what the hell happened. So I'm really excited to read it. It's one of my favourite series. I recommend it. One of the really good angel books I've read, and I have no idea when I'm going to have time to read it, which kind of upsets me. So the next 2 books I bought are the next 2 in a series, and that series is I call it the Mara Dyer series just because it's easier. 2nd book, The Evolution of Mara Dyer, and then The Retribution of Mara Dyer. I still haven't read The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer. I have the 2nd and the 3rd one here ready for when I do actually read it. Now that I have them on my shelf, I might actually pick up The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer, because then I don't have to wait to read the next 2. I've already got them. So the 4th and final book, I loved this author's first series that's still ongoing, and I did see this book at the shops, but I was kind of hesitant to pick it up. I don't really know why. And that is Court of Thorn and Roses by Sarah J Maas. So I absolutely adore her Throne of Glass series. I love fairy tales. I'm intrigued to read this. It sounds pretty cool. I just know it's a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and I'm excited about that. She's a fantastic author, so I'm excited to get into this series. So that is my July wrap-up video. There's not much books to talk about, but that's what happens when you don't read any in the month. And I'm gonna read more. That is my aim. It's just like August, I want to actually read more books because I don't like not reading books. If you've read the Rephaim series at all, I would love to have some more people to talk about it to, because I currently have nobody. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Whatever that is. Could be a while. So I'm just gonna go. Bye!